advantage, and maybe HellRaisers will defeat themselves. It wouldn't be the first time. So it'll be a very interesting overpass. TyLoo starting on the T side. Let's see what they have for us.
Yeah, and this is HellRaisers actually started out on the T side themselves against Flipside, and that's where they lost almost all the rounds. So we didn't really get to see their CT side, and their CT side is quite strong. So I think this is so much better for the likes of HellRaisers than starting off T side as they did last time. So we'll see how it goes. They have a fairly aggressive setup towards the A side of the map, so they can have a fast rotation. You can, if you look at the minimap, you can kind of just draw this straight line. It's dot-to-dot line as they have this defensive setup across the map. B is quite weak though, and it is the more retakeable bomb site. It's just 0 there. So the question is really how much damage can he get and how long can he delay these Ts as they look to march into that bomb site.
Stico is covering the high ground for 0, but with the smoke down, maybe 0 will be focusing on that as well. And it seems it might be going through the smoke. TyLoo, 2 players making their way into the water. Very important area to control when you're trying to hold this site, but no one's covering the bomb plant. It still goes down anyway. Bondit can't quite get the kill there. 3-on-5 retake. Angel getting a pick, I think, towards monster area. Bentet still in control of that CT water. Again, very important. TyLoo in essentially all the CT positions. Flying burst fire, the knife as well. Is somebody, that's what I'm talking about. He's the man to set HellRaisers off to tilt them into oblivion, but still, there's a round to fight for here for Angel, but he's running out of time. I don't see a kit for these CTs. He couldn't even, he just jumped over his head. He had no idea where Bentet was.
Yeah, and Bondik actually had a really solid chance there to just stop the bomb from being planted, and then that changes the round completely. But he was just spamming his USP. Just you have a stationary opponent and just spamming your USP. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's the only thing I can really think of is early in the morning. You know,
you've got to respect your pistol there.
Yeah, I don't really expect necessarily like a very high level player to be spamming the USP in that kind of scenario. You just take that tiny moment, line it up, get the headshot, and the bomb doesn't go down.
Yeah, it's nerves, man. Feeling the pressure. Feeling the pressure. Dead Fox looking for a timing to flash his teammate. HellRaisers went for a stack towards B, and now the entire stack is rotating towards A. However, TyLoo have taken an extremely slow approach. That said, TyLoo have no lurker towards B, which means they are almost definitely going into this stack.
I mean, the common round that you expect as a CT in this position is the Ts to go up A long, because that's the seemingly the most safe play, because you can basically get to the bomb site all together with your backs against the wall, so you can't get flanked and there's no funny business. And you can use those rifles really effectively. So HellRaisers is basically creating a setup that is just to deal with the most commonly used anti-force buy from the Ts. So we'll see if it's going to pan out for them. Obviously, they're going to re-smoke this, which is interesting. Almost, I mean, cause it's interesting because you kind of, I feel like you don't want to deter the Ts from actually going into the A site here. You want them to run into the stack. So, well, we have the push eventually coming in, and it's going to be cleaned up by the likes of Captain Mo and DD. So, wow, only 1 frag. You would have expected more, I think.
Yeah, I mean, HellRaisers did a good job of trying to make things as problematic as possible with smokes and re-smokes towards long, but ultimately the guns prevail. And TyLoo are 2-0. HellRaisers, Eco Town now, $2,000, can't afford to invest. So it's a good start for TyLoo. And if they can break the buy, I mean, we saw jitters in that pistol again, failing to patiently pick off the bomb planting player. If TyLoo can break the first buy round of HellRaisers, then honestly, I'm just focused on like the mental approach from HellRaisers after that point. But we'll see once we get there. For now, it is the anti-eco round. HZ smartly not overextending. Nice grenades as well. They're expecting CTs around all these corners, and they're not wrong.
Really nice round there from TyLoo. A nice take on the other commonly chosen anti-eco or anti-force buy, which, you know, a lot of teams, you know, they'll actually just run a monster actually, because you can get some nades there, and it's a similar concept that you can keep your backs against that wall initially and just use the big ranges, but they actually opted to go for sewers first and pushed everything through sewers. So Looks like it worked out really nicely. You can see all the Molotovs everywhere to make their lives easier. So it's really nice detail there from TyLoo. And they have a lot of money building right now. We have 4 players on around 5k or above 5k as we see this buy run and this aggression from HellRaisers. And it's going to be successful. Dead Fox gets a pick. Captain Mo is down.
It's a good start for the CT side. Much needed start. And that will slow TyLoo to a complete halt. DD lurking towards the B bomb site. Everybody else completely static for TyLoo. They have time. You can see them just taking it slow. No need to do anything crazy. Minute 10. And it looks like HZ will smoke off the first opening into the toilets. Bondic playing around that area, which keeps his eyes on connector as well. You may see Orps playing those lines later on, standing on the flower beds. Offer some nice angles. Speaking of nice angles, HellRaisers have put an off angle on Monster. And now you start to get concerned with the time remaining for TyLoo. 40 seconds. You see smokes streaming in to slow them down. So now TyLoo will have to gamble if they want to push the B bomb site.
It's a great angle here from Zero. It's often very good for some frags. There's one, and the second, that's the bomb too. And so now the remainder of TyLoo have to wonder, how do we save this one? Zero gets himself number 3. Well, 5 players still left alive here for HellRaisers, and that's how it will be as the round ends. Steeko getting the final kill. Yeah, it's not a good way for TyLoo to lose a round there. Not even getting any damage off at all on their opponents.
I do wonder if, like, mid-round calling might be the weakest part of TyLoo's approach on overpass in this match. Because I mean, they lost a player early, and then they just waited and waited, maybe for some aggression from the CT side. It never came, and then HellRaisers had those late grenades to force TyLoo to gamble, and the gamble did not pay off. Back to a default it is for TyLoo. DD again, the man lurking towards the B bomb site, and then TyLoo taking a slow approach towards A. Don't want to get picked off by any AWPs. They will be meticulous in their approach. Dead Fox at AWP towards the long position for now, and that Moyu will go towards the tree, one would presume. However, Dead Fox is towards the long flower bed. As you can see, flashed off his position, and he will announce his location to the team. Now TyLoo can advance with confidence. 1 minute mark.
There is a foray though. Angel is moving forwards down long as well to meet them. And this setup is often very dangerous between him and Dead Fox, who is always actually... Dead Fox has given up his position, just leaving Angel alone. Well, Angel should still be able to get some damage here. It's usually good for 1. And if you have a setup with an AWP as well, sometimes you can just win rounds in this position. Angel picks up the first kill. There's no trade from his teammate. H said he's just sitting there. He's going to try to make the play now. Angel, though... Oh, he flashed himself. Oh, dear. And Angel's going to get away scot-free, isn't he? Of course. Yeah,
and he's wasting loads of time. This is limiting TyLoo's map control. Dead Fox has moved forward toward the toilets as well, so TyLoo, they're getting really slowed down, and this is where they're going to have problems. Again, I think we saw indications of it in the previous round. Somehow, though, they come with 3 very quick frags. Angel's got an angle for the bomb plant. There are 12 seconds left. He's the last man standing. There are 2 players there. No double peek required. Mo will be enough to do the job. And you do wonder... Like, Angel, he watched DD go past, but DD wasn't carrying the bomb. There are 12 seconds, so maybe he thought the bomb was rotating towards the B bomb site. If he thinks it's still towards A, I think maybe he lets him go. Didn't work out for Angel, unfortunately, and indeed, HellRaisers get reset. So TyLoo looked difficult for them, but 4-1 is the score, and they have advantages here.
Yeah, it's basically the perfect situation if you want like a dominating scoreline. You get the reset in like straight away against the CTs, and you it better allows you to build an insane bank. Stack on B for HellRaisers. TyLoo likely going back to the A-long anti-eco that they ran in the second round, I'd imagine. I mean, why not? Why not? So just working on that map control currently as the CTs of HellRaisers start to get curious and they start to position out of B and towards A now. So the slow approach from TyLoo is, well, we'll see if it actually hurts them in the end. Oh, they're actually going back towards the connector position here, likely into the B-bomb site, so that will work out very nicely.
What a beautiful flashbang.
Yeah.
No collision with any walls, no audio cue, no warning. It was nice. Smoke to the balcony, Molotov to the barrel area, hot flash into the close quarters, but it's a fake. They're charging in, but they're rushing versus CZs, and that may just not work out. There was a crossfire for the CTs, but almost all the kills going the way of the T side. So it works out. And life again! Captain Mo this time. HellRaisers will soon be flipping the table if these knives continue. And that's the kind of arrogance we need to see from these teams from the lesser known regions, the regions which are less exposed. That is great stuff to see because it's good, it's energizing for the team, and it's good to put their opponents in their place. 5-1 TyLoo.
But did TyLoo just like, they got this kill on the B-bomb site and then they decided to just rotate back towards A? I feel like they're overcomplicating an anti-eco there, like massively. And like you said, that the CZs could very well have killed everybody in that position. So, and they didn't have time if something was to go wrong to correct it. But we have a forward setup here that HellRaisers got destroyed by when Flipside were using it. And looks like Angel's going to make good use of it here today as well. I believe it was Electronic. He was the man just putting in the damage in that position.
I don't think they had any idea where that kill was from. You saw the attempted trade fragger for the T side trying to figure out. He thought maybe it was from over the smoke. That's where the trade fragger was for the CT side, putting them in a 4 versus 3. So it seems HellRaisers might be in a good position to get their second round on the board. Captain Mo is alone with the bomb at the moment. If TyLoo are to lose this round, then they have an opportunity to buy, alone with the AWP no less, so makes life even more awkward for him. You see the team on the way to join him. Gimmicks from HellRaisers. TyLoo could get caught out here. Somebody needs to be careful. Well, the pop flash comes in, but the gap is there. Bondnik will get away with that one. 4 versus 2. And now it might be a question of damage for TyLoo. I think Mo might have been spotted there. Repeak is unlikely. No, the repeak is back. Bomb should be turning up on the radar. Indeed, the full rotation is there for the CT side, but it's DD allowing his teammate to essentially be bait. But how many can he get? Double peek from the CT side. Lovely shot, but Mo gets his bell rung down to 2 HP, 15 seconds left, and it seems he will make a run for it.
Yeah, I'll save the AWP at the very least. The money is very ropey for the team. He can actually drop for 2 AKs if he wants, though. So it's not the end of the world in that sense. Just HZ really, who's crippled on the money. And HellRaisers will be able to get themselves together with a buy if they really want to force it. It's a really awkward spot. I mean, I would be surprised not to see a single UMP though. Wait, do we see any UMPs? Nope, no UMPs. Fair enough, going with the FAMAS. Well, we'll see how the non-AWP setup goes for HellRaisers here. They are going aggressive in connector. Somebody's there for TyLoo. And this boost is just so good. It's such a good boost. And it's, another reason why it's really good is it's a timing thing. You know that if you don't see anybody like they just did, then you know that the Ts haven't done a quick take towards sewers. And that's some good information for you. I mean, HellRaisers could now basically flash into sewers with the B players and get one player in position there, and then use that as a forward information player and play passively elsewhere. You get a lot of options by doing that.
Yeah, HellRaisers have set up to abandon Monster and control the B bomb site from the short position. Steco and Zero with a setup there covering each other. Somebody slowly creeping in, no warning, but he can't win the duel with Angel, doing some damage, but damage is not enough in professional Counter-Strike. 2 rounds for HellRaisers, looking for their third. This is an important round for them to strip TyLoo of their cash. TyLoo making plays towards long now, but surely they will be heard by Deadfox. The rotation's coming in. There are many players out of position here for HellRaisers. Deadfox has a lot to do with the French gun. HZ getting dinked, finished off. That was good. Bought some time for his team. And DD late on the lurk, but there's nobody coming through connector.
Plant on the truck for Bentet. But yeah, very out of position indeed, these CTs. They have time, they've got plenty of time. They have the kits. I don't actually see a kit on anybody actually, so maybe time could be quite the issue here. Nade coming into Bentet's position, knocking him down to half health as the CTs await a player into bank. And the spray down does huge damage there from Bentet. 3 players still left here though for HellRaisers as they start to tap the bomb. Going for the full defuse here. Zero with good cover. They have to deal with DD though. Oh no! Can DD get there in time? The defuse still coming in. 1 second left. He can't find it in time. It's a good effort, but HellRaisers get a 10-second defuse off there for their 3rd round.
TyLoo, yeah, it's always awkward when an AWPer pulls a grenade out. I feel like AWPer should be the last person getting grenades out. I mean, timing is always against you in Counter-Strike when you switch weapon, but holding the line as AWP, it doesn't... I mean, why would you throw a grenade if you got an AWP?
Yeah, and there's one other thing too about HellRaisers being out of position, although I might have to wait because I think we've got a fast round on our hands. We'll see if TyLoo go for a rush, otherwise I'll make the point, but they are trying to take sewers here. Looks like they've been slowed down by the CTs. But very quickly, they didn't have anyone in position, and they had so much information that they should have had someone in position because it's the worst thing that can happen. But again, fast play into the B-bomb site, so over to you, James.
Moving through Monster, Bentet, Captain Mo with the bomb not far behind, but Angel's on a massive flank. Can he get there in time, however? Maybe he doesn't need to. The T's trying to make plays through the smoke, not working out for them. Even the T2000 coming out to play. Mo versus 4, won't get anything else done. Minimal damage done to HellRaisers in that round. And now it's Eco Town for TyLoo.
Yeah, so to quickly finish the point is that if you're in a position where you have connector, you see nothing is happening sewers, and so you can have that forward information, maybe put a player there. You should affect your own CT rotation because your immediate thought should be, oh god, there's no presence here from them. So either they're playing incredibly passively, and we can take advantage of that, or they're pushing A long. And also they've seen us here. So if they have got a lot of players towards long, that is, the worst case scenario is they can just run to the bomb site. A good team's going to do that. So you have to be thinking about what is the worst thing that can happen or the easiest way for them to win the round from seeing that info and then adjust. And we didn't see the adjustment for HellRaisers, so they got caught out of position because of that. That's the point I was trying to make. So, but it's a good comeback from them. They should have 5 rounds. They should equalize from this point forwards and start to build some security on their money. And hopefully we'll get to see more AWPing, from Dead Fox. But so far, TyLoo, they've been pretty dangerous to HellRaisers.
Two Deagles left. 1 Deagle left. Ooh. Well, that's something. That's a nice 5k taken away from the CTs. And that's 10k now. So somebody has made this Deagle work really well. 2 kills for him. Interesting repeats there. When in the red. Dead Fox will finish things off. So some damage done to the CT economy, which is not great. So that's a plus. That's a big plus for TyLoo. Back on the buy. It'll be AKs all round for the TyLoo team, unless Mo wants something less and more grenades. He's got 3,900, so he would have enough for a flash. Indeed, he's gone for the UMP, has Mo, so he can get full grenades to execute with his team. Nice. Dead Fox, the sole AWPer in this round, headed towards the B bomb site. Looks like he's headed towards the short position. Indeed, he is up close and short for the time being, and again we may see a slow start from TyLoo, although Bentet and HZ actually are moving closer towards long, so things have sped up a bit from previous rounds. Bondic in the middle of the toilets, holding an off angle towards connector, now going back to join Angel as he gets smoked off by the Chinese.
And this is another spot where, like, we have the sewers take from HellRaisers. They could put 2 players there, rotate 1 back. And, okay, now they're rotating somebody back. That's good. Angel will get challenged, so be careful, running low on bullets. And now is without any life. As HellRaisers lose both Angel and Bondic over by A. Now, it's an interesting spot for HellRaisers because right now they have to think, okay, do we go for a play here? We're in a really bad position. We are down players. deadfox, though, he's got a great position. This could be huge. If they decide to go through that door, he could do a huge damage, but are they actually going all the way back around? This is very sketchy right now because there's not that much time left for them to be taking this very slowly. And that's the problem. What are you going to do now? There's the incendiary, there's the flank, and there's 29 seconds left in the round, and DD's now the only man standing. Too much indecision.
Yeah. There seems some uncertainty there. Some of TyLoo moving, like 2 or 3 players moving to the back of connector and then back forward again. So it seems that again, the mid-round calls seem to be an issue. Like maybe it was they were having a small conference on what they thought they should do. In the end, they were massacred. But they're back on the buy. They are lacking in grenades, but they've got the AKs out. Galil for DD. Both teams averaging around 8 kills at the moment. And the score is pretty close, but momentum definitely with HellRaisers. 5 from the last 5 for the CT side. That's a great start, taking HZ down towards the boulder.
And with that kill, HellRaisers will go defensive, or more defensive, more passive. They'll fall back onto the site. Angel's making a more forward play around A long. We saw him do this previously. In fact, he got a 2K here by himself. And so he's going to be just trying to gather information and maybe even thinking about a push timing. As TyLoo start to wrap their way up around the toilets area, away from long, to try to take over this A bomb site. But this defense should be quite formidable. And that's a good start there. Bomb dropped at long. 2 players left for TyLoo.
deadfox doing more damage, tagging DD, and down he goes on the follow-up. Somebody left alone, 1 versus 4, not much for him to do. 40 seconds, and it seems he's going to try and pick up the bomb at the very least. See if he can frag his way to something. Ooh, going for the tap, missing it, but Angel will get finished off ultimately. So they know where he's going for the bomb, and deadfox is trained on the angle. How do you get past this somebody? You've got 5 HP, no grenades. I think the round is over for you. 14 seconds. I mean, he's picked up the bomb, but I don't know why at this point. Because there is no time left. Fortunately for him, there are no high explosives for HellRaisers right now. HellRaisers 6 from 6. I do wonder if they can be stopped at this point, because it does look very difficult now for TyLoo.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have a consistent way to develop their rounds. And Overpass T-side is a very technical map. Like it's so incredibly technical. One of the most technical maps in how you need to clear all the corners and angles with flashes and smokes, and just this battle with utility, them saving just enough utility so that you can run a set piece execution later in the round, and all these kinds of things. But as I jabber on about that, we see a fast Suez take, and actually not just that, they're going to try to split very quickly into the B-bomb sites, keeping things simple. TyLoo, they operate best at pace. It's a good spray down from Stiko. He's going to give his team an actual chance to retake this now that it's a 3 versus 2.
It's happening. Start waving your hands. DD in the CT water with off angles, blind spots for these HellRaisers players. He will be distracted. Oh, he's dead. Oh no, never mind. deadfox and Bondic moving through. DD has fallen to the bullets, to the cold steel of the CT side. Flashbangs being avoided. And now somebody will just be hiding around the corner in case Mo goes down. They may expect somebody to come in from short. It was a nice play from the last 2 players of TyLoo, but was not required. Ultimately, Mo gets the final 2 kills. And HellRaisers will have to spend a lot of cash to rebuy. However, there are only 2 rounds left. Worst case scenario for TyLoo, the score will be kept close. Great play from Mo to take down these last 2 kills. And smart stuff from TyLoo. There we are, quick to criticize them when they have issues from lack of experience, so on and so forth. But it's a nice play with the last 2 guys. Somebody just hiding in the corner. The last place they will look for somebody is Monster, should Mo go down. But anyway, 7-6. HellRaisers are back, and they are aggressive.
looking for just anything really at the moment. Dead Fox with that AWP of his, and see the same can be said for Mo with his. And that first pick really means a lot for TyLoo, just because I think they're finding it difficult to just break open positions. And that's how he's get a bit aggressive and go for it themselves. The rushing does seem to be working for them though, so perhaps they'll try to fake somewhat of an aggression like that into this B-bomb site. And there is 3 players here. It looks like they're expecting it into B, but it's all a lie. And it will be A that TyLoo start to attack, tossing all the nades in.
Oh, they're going back down. They're going back.
Going back again.
Dead Fox spotted the bomb. He picked off somebody who was carrying the bomb, and they're rotating back, and it looks like it's going to work for them. We've got 3 CTs towards the A site, and now it's a race back down into the B bomb site. But how slow will TyLoo's approach be? They're moving towards Monster. HellRaisers, they are off the site. There's a smoke on the balcony, but Angel's just gone through it into the CT water. So there's a big fight on our hands in a B bomb site. Angel with a 2-man spray down. Stico with the 3rd. That leaves DD alone, and there's not much he can do. HellRaisers back to winning ways.
Again, I do wonder if it's a, a case of making it a little bit too complicated for yourself, because I felt like the play into A was actually, I felt like they really sold that B aggression, and that they were in position to hit the A in a timely manner. But obviously there was a smoke right at the front of the site, which makes things quite difficult. But either way, this is a nice play out of Angel, getting the 2-man there.
Yeah, I mean, the problem for TyLoo in that round is the fast rotation of the CTs. They just can get back to B so quickly. And yeah, they smoked the balcony, but Angel just went through to the balcony with good timing before TyLoo were in position, and then he made them pay for it big time. TyLoo continuing to push based on the success of that previous round, where they did manage to have a win on the B bomb site. The bomb has dropped, they're running through the smokes again, and it's not working out for them. That kill might be a consolation kill. 3 versus 2, CTs all over the shop. T's now dancing around these smokes. Maybe they can get a kill in the variants, but they've got 2 UMPs, and DD's on all of 6 HP.
And 2 UMPs. Oh, some tagging onto somebody. Oh god, that was very close from Bondic. Somebody will rejoin his comrade. DD sprints past the picnic, back in towards the toilets. He got some UMPs. It's such a horrible situation, isn't it? When you're thinking about taking these angles and engagements, it's just the UMP at distance is just terrible. It's just how do you win these fights?
Yeah, at this point, do you send DD out first as a human shield, as a decoy? He's like a fake duck, I don't know, trying to bait other ducks to come out so you can shoot them or something. The bomb is going towards the long position. The problem is if DD goes down with his 6 HP, then somebody's going to go and have to rescue the bomb, but it works out for them. The gamble pays off, and maybe just maybe a plant can come in. Oh, maybe not, perhaps not. Dead Fox says no, and that is a 9th round for HellRaisers. Difficulty for TyLoo. I think it was expected. They did get off to a great start, but the pistol helped them immensely. 6th round for TyLoo there, 9 for HellRaisers, and HellRaisers likely to be in a good position, but you never know. I mean, the T side is probably going to be the more difficult side for TyLoo, depending on how they read the game and rotate on their CT side. But again, the CT rotations are fast on overpass, and that may help them.
So pistol time. What do we got? We got some nades on Stico. Everybody else for HellRaisers on the Kevlar. So won't see anything too elaborate from them. And looks like they are just going to go for a straight B play. And TyLoo have done something which I think is pretty smart. They've taken 2 players from a interconnector, and you can see how powerful that is. Somebody coming in from the back, already winning a couple fights. And what do you do now, HellRaisers? What do you do now?
Get some headshots, that's what. Never mind. Too many kills for the TyLoo team, and now we have a game on our hands. I'm convinced that the T side was the struggle for TyLoo, so now they've won the pistol. We should be all tied up. Let's see what HellRaisers opt to do. They didn't get the bomb plant, so they will go for the force buy. The CZ Tech 9. Question is, do they have a plan behind these weapons? Is there a way they can get close? No B rush from HellRaisers. They'll put people towards connector, however, which is always good when you've got pistols. You do not want to venture here on an anti-force buy round. These are dangerous waters. And many people have drowned.
Love the ambient sound sometimes. It's pretty cool. It's like the hum.
Or the wind turbine.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some kind of generator, maybe. Anyway.
Suggests that you like cold, damp areas there.
Maybe I do. Mo gets a spot onto HellRaisers, and he will back away, give the information to his team. HellRaisers, they got close enough for the information? Has gone to the CTs though. The smokes will come in, and these pistols will be utterly useless, it seems. Just one kill so far. Need to make it more than that to get a plant. All the CTs are here. But that said, now Steeko's got a kill. There's a few more players quite close to him. He can't do it though. And TyLoo have done what they need to do to get the rounds.
Nice shadow advantage for Mo towards the long area to get him one kill, but he turned away from his position. He mostly had cover from the site. I don't know where his teammates were when he went for the peak, the deeper peak, and got picked off from long. But there we go, a successful round for TyLoo, and now they mostly have Glocks to contest. Steeko with the one deagle, and his teammate has knifed him to 28 HP. Just why?
Damn.
Why you do this, man? The dude invested $700 and you've knifed him. You've taken away 72 points of health. Why would you do this?
Oh, feels bad, man. The right click and everything. The stab.
I want Steeko to die, just so we can see who gets the assist. I want to know who is guilty of treason. This is treason. They will be declared an enemy combatant.
DD's ready to get all the eco frags.
I wonder if he heard the door open from there. Or maybe...
I think you should, shouldn't you?
I would assume so.
I guess it's hard to know sometimes in CSGO. You don't always have the most consistency.
I mean, HZ could flash for him over the roof, for example. Like if you hear that door, you know, you don't want to be standing here with an M4 and something nasty pops around the corner. Although in fairness, you are mostly expecting Glocks in this round, but they have an MP9, that's for sure. HellRaisers looking towards Monster. That high explosive is going to be a low explosive. Not much damage done. 25 seconds for HellRaisers as they move through this funnel. HZ up close, going to get wrecked immediately. But DD is there with the spray down. The anti-eco god, the anti-eco king, the anti-eco ace. No ace in this round, but as far as playing cards go, DD loves himself some eco frags.
It was Angel, by the way.
It was Angel?
Yeah.
Of course it was. Why not?
I mean, he owns the team, basically, right?
He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
It's like...
There's no stopping him. It's dictatorship.
Yeah, he's like, and what? And what? In the streets of London, you would say, and what? You probably leave the team to say, and what? I own this team. I can do what I want. 9-9, and now HellRaisers can show us what they can do on overpass. Show us why they have that high percentage. Why they have the win rates. TyLoo with opportunity. TyLoo with opportunity. Because Mo's on the AWP. Did you see what I did there, Dan?
So Bentet's taking the position, I'm going to ignore you. Bentet's taking that position where so much success was had by HellRaisers and flip side, but for Bentet, he can't get it working. Gets just shot in the face. And that perhaps, you know, is also suggestive that HellRaisers, they've seen it so many times, it's a part of the meta game, and it's more clear to them where to look. And that gives them a really early advantage into this round. They should be able to close this down. I mean, the 5 versus 4 really early on, the CTs go pretty defensive towards A. They've actually put 3 players towards A. I think TyLoo's setup here is really good because B is easier to retake. You kind of want to run a bit of a gambly setup as you have very low grenades. And you want to get lucky here. That is not getting lucky though. That is quite the opposite, and that is a free B-bomb site. So
I think that should be rounds.
Yeah, it should save. No.
Yeah, it might be easier to retake, but I don't think either side is easy to retake by any means. And Mo with the AWP, you definitely don't want to lose that. Get out of there, man. Get out of there. Somebody press the big red button. Somebody send them back up the stairs. Downstairs is closed for refurbishment. Please leave. Stico holding position. He's making sure there's no flank, but he's also got a strong position to take out some TyLoo players, to eliminate them. It seems he knows they aren't going for the retake, so he will try to identify where they might be, and in fact, he might find Mo. Surely he won't turn the corner with a knife in his hand. But Stico must hear him from there. Oh, Mo could be in for a nasty surprise. Stico, he's just minding his own business. And there goes your AWP.
Yeah, that's a really good play from Stico, just trying to hold those positions in the flank very passively, lurking around. And Stico's a guy that can sort of do it all as well. Like he's in the past professed to put a lot of emphasis in learning all the roles, whatever the team needs. In the last couple of years.
Ooh, nice.
That is exactly like you have to know exactly what to look for there, because otherwise you never think to check that.
Yeah,
that's really well played.
And Stico, he really wants to qualify for this major. His best buddy Guardian just got married. He missed Guardian's wedding to qualify for the major. This is important. He needs to make it count. So the aggression continues from TyLoo. They won't play the fountain area on this occasion, but they will take aggression, very forward aggression. I do wonder how long they will hold this total aggression for. DD is somewhat isolated towards the bomb site. Maybe HellRaisers have a read that TyLoo have gone for aggression because they're moving through Monster. DD's in trouble. He's only got CZ. TyLoo have stacked A, and they've got practically nothing towards B right now.
Yeah, HellRaisers need to think about how, like all the forward positions that they can take. This is, being one of them, and one of the most important ones, Suez. And they indeed will prevent any shenanigans from happening, so that's good for them. And once again, TyLoo having to just try to go for a save. It feels terrible to be in that position over and over again, but sometimes there's nothing you can do.
Bentec keeps going though. Why does he keep going?
That was a bit needless.
Why is he doing that? It's like yeah, two of them are saving, and I mean, you can take a forward position and back off time and time again, but he's just going. He's going for jewels. Like he wants the engagement.
Yeah,
and he got it.
You're jumping into an angle as opposed to just holding an off angle to play for exits. It's the latter being way safer and more reliable. If you really want to try to get kills against your opponents,
if you can save with three weapons, like saving 3 weapons versus 2 can be the difference. It can make the difference in the next round for your team.
It's a huge difference, yeah.
And now they've been left handicapped by a moment of madness, perhaps. They're going to buy around what they saved. Let's see what they're able to do with the 2 weapons they saved as opposed to 3.
Yeah, I mean, saving the extra gun is such a big difference in these spots. You can see the situation here for them. It's not ideal, being on a fountain UMP. Although HZ still has some money in the bank, interestingly. That's really weird, still has 2k left. Anyway, smoke there for Mo. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, Angel's looking for it though. Catches Captain Mo in the smoke. We get some, oh wow. What is this? What is this, James?
I've no idea.
Have you seen that one before?
I haven't seen that, not with 2 people, no.
I don't think I've seen that before.
Nice.
That is disgusting. Wow. They didn't actually see all that much though, but that does give them a bit of information at the very least. Bondik's in for a very rude surprise, rude awakening. Blocked by the CTs. Angel trying to return the frag, but he can't too easily.
TyLoo still on the back foot. Somebody playing with some off angles, but he is absolutely trapped between 3 people. HellRaisers living up to their name. around the B bomb site. DD's got 1 kill, but he's got a lot more work to do. Dead Fox with the off angle, and DD will be forced to fight. Down he goes. Problems for TyLoo. They'll get 2400 for losing this, which leaves them in Eco Town essentially. HellRaisers looking good for 13, and HellRaisers are building so much money now that even if TyLoo do win a round, I mean, they need to win like 3 rounds in a row just to not be in a colossally awful situation should they win 1 round and get resets. But first comes the eco. HZ with some extra cash will have a UMP and Kevlar, but that light at the end of the tunnel is fading for TyLoo.
I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried for Angel here if he tries to go in, connect. Wait, does he have a teammate with him? Okay, no, they're not going to do it. That's good. Again, you don't really want to do that on a round like this, and they are showing a general movement towards the safer spots in a anti-eco situation as they make their way up along. It's always a good choice, to be honest. I mean, you can even do it every single time. Even if the opponents know you're doing it, again, you can gain so much ground. They just can't get good fights against you with pistols. And you're basically knocking on the bomb site's door, and then you get to throw all your nades to deal with all the spots on the site. So it's very ideal. And you can see that's more or less what they're doing. Smoke off bank, smoke off stairs, Molotov's down. So there you go, success, bomb down, and not really too much TyLoo can do here.
Could maybe steal some weapons away, but Angel checking all the angles. Is it Angel or is it Angle? HZ making a nuisance of himself, but that is a very slow reload on the UMP. One of the things that is actually bad about that gun is the reload time. 13-9. TyLoo back on the buy, over the sniper. Tension, pressure is rising for the Chinese.
They tried a variety of setups on the A side of the map. We saw them going aggressive, playing players on the fountain, but just getting capped straight away by Dead Fox. And generally they've been struggling, have TyLoo, to find success with early round pressure. So this time they're going towards Suez for a Suez take. And HellRaisers generally haven't been taking Suez very quickly anyway. So TyLoo could opt to try to leave a player in the Suez position on an off angle. There's a bunch of good ones that you can take there. And after kind of taking Suez, they just gave it up again, which is a shame. I think it's nice to once you have it, you might as well try to keep it. Okay, that's interesting and also good.
They are double dipping that. They are spreading bacteria everywhere. Angel moving into the connector area. The door is open. The door of opportunity is open, which makes life awkward for DD, though he's in a good spot where it's very unlikely that this position will be checked first. So at least that's something. Zero was going towards Monster, but now he has abandoned that idea. Angel dueling, and he will not win. Oh, Mo scoping at the wrong time, but still finding the kill.
Big advantage now for TyLoo, and you start to wonder how HellRaisers can save this. All they have really going for themselves is sort of a split onto this bomb site. Flash was really phenomenal there. Blinded pretty much all the defenders, allowing Bonded to go for a 2K. Looking to try to get a trade now. Stiko, he's going to get it. 1 versus 2, the bomb being planted. He's got plenty of time as well to get that bomb planted. Now he has to guess correctly, and he won't. DD with the angle from long, and collects himself a lovely, sparkly, shiny Dragon Lore.
TyLoo had 2 AWPs for a time, but they've abandoned one and picked up an AK-47 instead. TyLoo making it to double figures, but it was an expensive round for them. We spoke about this before, and again, we saw this back when NIP played Vegas Squadron, and they got reset, and then Vegas Squadron just ran away with the half. HellRaisers could run away with this match and eliminate TyLoo from this qualifier if they are to win this round, because TyLoo lost a lot of players there, which means they will have struggles on their bye. HellRaisers will have no issue after 4 rounds in a row. requiring 3 more are HellRaisers. Angel lining up a pop flash towards the short B area where Zero will be making his entry eventually, but it's a Molotov in position. 3 players in B for the CT side, Mo and Bentet taking a play towards long A for now. HellRaisers starting slow elsewhere, but they've put Zero into position.
Yeah, really slow from HellRaisers. They have burned quite a lot of time off the clock. They've not really gotten all that much going towards A, but the positioning from Zero could be pretty good. Obviously found his way all the way to the corner here in sewers. And one thing that G2 do a lot is they'll put somewhere where Zero is actually in the little corner below where he is, and that would be Shox. That'd be on G2, and the rest of the team will just like clear towards A. And because Shox will have that position, if the CTs try to run any kind of play in towards sewers with any flashbangs, he'll be protected from the flashbangs. He can maybe take a peek, try to get the kills, or just generally hold that position, keep the information alive for his team. And then when the team has cleared out the A side of the map, you always have the double back option, or you can just try to execute something into the A bomb site as well. And it's like a really good basic way to play this map. Either way, we'll see HellRaisers going back here towards B, looking to put 3 players through Monster. And Stico distracting meanwhile on A.
When does the push come in from HellRaisers? About now, Zero, Bondik, Dead Fox all making their way through Monster. TyLoo completely blind at the backs and not winning the duel. Zero with the 2K, somebody around the smoke. But what can he do in this situation? Is it safe territory again for TyLoo? Somebody wants to do as much as he can, making his way through. Spray transfer, wildly seeking an opponent. Not going to work out. They're getting wiped out, TyLoo. This is the worst case scenario. It is becoming a nightmare. Well, the nightmare is becoming a reality for the Chinese, mostly Chinese team. Bentet, the last man standing. I think they had to go for the save there, but maybe they felt compelled to try to claw the round back. Either way, they get completely wiped out. The reset is there. They're back at the welcome screen, and they've got no money.
I think Stico did the lurk there really well. I mean, we saw HellRaisers basically threatening towards A, or Stico was the main threat there, trying to sell the fake. Or, well, not necessarily sell a fake, but just to keep the questions in TyLoo that they have to keep some amount of players on the bomb side that it could be A, whilst his teammates were just going hard into B. And then he like disengaged at the right moment, kept himself alive, and kept that flank threat, just that flank presence, like, alive the entire time. And that's so scary to deal with, when you just know that the guy could just be running at your back at any point. Deagle attempts here from Mo, largely unsuccessful, as TyLoo lose their first man into this 25th round on the save.
If you're ecoing to play against match point, why have 2 people bought Deagles? Because Mo's got 1850 in his bank. They need every penny they can get.
It's so expensive as well. Like it's not a cheap gun. And as you say, like 1450, 1750, 1700, 2K. Obviously, how many have they lost in a row? Well, that's obviously only just the 1. So it doesn't make sense to do this, in my opinion, unless you go for a full force. Then you're like saying, okay, we'll do 2 force buys, and we'll have, you know, maybe a low chance to win, but we'll have 2 chances. Versus this situation where now you just have only 1 chance, but it's still a terrible chance because you have no money. So it's like
somebody's going to have 3900 instead of 4800. He could have even gone AWP no armor if he wanted to, or had more utility with an M4, but yeah, he had a Deagle and a flash. So, well, he still has it now, but we'll see. At this point, I would hold the Mac 10 out just because of the kill bonus. But there we go. It is match point for HellRaisers to keep themselves alive, to send TyLoo packing, to push them out the door. So we'll see. So somebody has an M4 and a smoke, and that's it. Could have had a lot more, but choices were made.
Yeah, it's you hate to see, you know, the mismanagement of economy. It's so impactful, like you said. The difference of being able to have an AWP no armor would, I think, really be a very positive thing. I mean, Captain Mo's really good on the AWP, and the AWP having a CT AWP for overpass, you can be such a playmaker and really get the round started. You can move around a lot. There's so much you can do with it. So it is unfortunate that they don't have it to bring into this round. So, but we'll see what they do to compensate. And we have actually the same opening as one of the rounds just previous, where Zero takes this off angle and just waits there. And his teammates will start to pressure towards the A side of the map. The way they finished this round last time was they ended up doing a 3-man push in Monster and leaving a lurker, Stico, towards the A bomb site and just keeping Zero in that position the entire time. And Zero moved in and split with the team on the B push eventually. It'd be very interesting to see how, if they have another variation to this exact same opener.
2-man push comes in. Zero in the usual position. Another 2K for Zero, and that should be GG right there, unless Mo can get a 2K, but no. Just one kill for him. Still opportunity here for the CT side, and all of a sudden, Dead Fox is alone. Can TyLoo actually do this? Can they keep themselves alive? Bentet with an off angle around the balloon area, and I believe he should hear, yeah, he can hear Dead Fox rotating. He can make the call to his teammates. 24 seconds, and Dead Fox may be looking for the save, and that's an AWP for TyLoo. Going back to the previous round, one option they could have done is, like, if somebody had saved his money, 4,800, he could have bought an AWP, dropped it for Mo, and taken a Mag 7 and gone towards Monster, and just held the off angle there. But either way, TyLoo make it work, and now Mo is on the AWP. But there's still tons of money here for HellRaisers.
Yes, the question is, what is the play from HellRaisers now? Mo going aggressive with the AWP. Oh, the flashbang there just to deny him in perfect timing. HellRaisers going pretty quick to A long actually in this round. Zero, I think, maybe trying to make the run into Suez from Connector eventually. We'll see how that develops. TyLoo opening with 3 players on B and very limited A presence. So there is always a possibility that HellRaisers could get a nice walk-in towards the A bomb sites from long. Oh, that's a bad miss. We got 28 health on Mo now. And he has to fall all the way passively into the A bomb sites. HellRaisers are actually in a really good position from that perspective. But they only have just enough nades left now for a set piece onto that A bomb site.
Somebody in Bentet look to be deploying their smokes. You can see them holding them out, so they're trying to ruin the timing of HellRaisers, and that clock is running down. But I do wonder if HellRaisers are considering a venture towards B. Angel's having a look, and Zero's close behind him. 34 seconds. Could it be a fake? Bondit continues to push towards long, but no. The bomb is rotating now towards the B bomb site. HZ and DD are here. DD in that off-angle position I was talking about was the potential Mag 7 play, but he's got the M4. How is this going to work? HZ's got a lot of work to do, and he won't get a single frag. DD will get one, however, but traded immediately. 4 on 3 as the retake tries to come in, but no. Stereo frag, so 2 kills at once, and that's it. HellRaisers survive, and they eliminate TyLoo from the qualifier. No major for TyLoo on this occasion.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done by TyLoo, but I think they're always a danger, and you never know what TyLoo you're going to get when these qualifiers roll around. But yeah, HellRaisers, they had a good performance, generally speaking, and you can see that the level of comfort that they have on a map like Overpass, just in how they approach their T side. And if you compare their T side to TyLoo's T side, that's really where TyLoo had the most struggles, I think. A lot of situations where it looked like, as you brought up, the mid-round calling seemed to be an issue. They didn't seem to have that's a good opener that allows them to deal with a variety of situations.
On the plus side for TyLoo, I think there's lots of easy fixes, and just like, you know, Peacemaker could run them through situations and say, if you consider it from this perspective, like this, you chose this option, but if we put these options on the table, I think it's like an